Now we're gonna dig into deeper. What is inside the validation pipe? So I'm gonna open the node modules. I have imported the validation pipe from the common folder, and you can see the pipes. We have 3 built-in pipes: parse int, parse UUID, and validation pipe. This is the type definition file. Validation pipe will have these properties. We have transform method. This is very important method. Here I will get the value and you will see the metadata. It is returning the promise. So what is inside this validation pipe? Here you can see that we have a class validation pipe. You can provide the options. I did not provide any options from their validation pipe. And here they are loading the class validator package. They have also loaded or imported the class transformer package. When you try to run that, when it will call validation pipe, this transform method will be called, and I will get the value object here. Here you will get the metadata. They are trying to validate. They are trying to convert the plain object literal into the entity. Then they are using the class validator.validate method. You can see that we have the validate method here. We have the validate method. They are using exactly the same validate method. They have provided the post object. That's why we need to convert into the class. That's why we need to convert the class object literal into the class. You can see that this is the instance of the class. This post is the instance of the class. We have the validator options. If errors is greater than 0, if error's length is greater than 0, it is going to return the error. If there is an error, then it is going to return the exception factory. Exception to validate is used to check the type. I know it's hard to understand the source code. What I can do, I'm gonna debug the code. Now I'm gonna put some breakpoints here. Transform. I have put the breakpoint here. Transform. I'm also going to put breakpoint here to validate. So now it's time to send the request. Let's say I'm not going to provide the ID here. Let's say what will happen. Awesome. It has stopped at this breakpoint. You can check the call stack. You can check the values here from the local. We have metadata object. Metadata has 3 properties: data and the metadata type and the type, which is body. I got the object from the request body. This is our class create product DTO. So I got the class and some metadata. It is going to validate that. I put the breakpoint inside this to validate. I got the metadata and the class type is body, and I got the class. Now it is going to try to validate or check the types. We have these types: string, array, boolean, numbers, this one, and it is going to match all the types. If everything is good to go, it is trying to get the value. I got the value, which is name, pen, but I did not provide the ID here. It is going to convert the plain object to class. Now this entity is a class because validate method only works with classes. That's why we converted the plain object to class. Aha, here is the magic stuff here. I'll get the error. You can see that validation error ID. You can check the constraints. ID should not be empty and ID must be string. And it is going to return the exception. And I will get the error. If everything is good to go, let me show you what will happen. Let's say I'm going to provide ID. if everything is good, it is trying to do that. It is going to find the value. Now there is no error. If there is one, if this value is true, this is the false. And now this statement will run object.keys. If it is true, then it is going to execute this statement. Now I got the value. Everything is good to go now.